Welcome to the Career Success Show with me, Pamela Langan. Today, before we get started, I'm just going to remind you that we've got a masterclass tonight at 8 o'clock, Pay by Secrets, and it is live on Zoom, and you can register using the link above or the link below, depending on where you are. Now, if you are watching this and the time has passed, and you're like, oh, I've missed the masterclass, don't worry, because you can still use the link. And when you go to the link, the page will still be there and you'll be able to register and watch the replay instantly, okay? So if you want to watch the replay, all you need to do is register on the page, which you'll find above the link, above or below, depending on which platform you are on, because we are streaming live this lunchtime across Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We are doing all of the platforms today, okay? So let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know how your week is going, okay? So we're on to Thursday, and so far this week we've covered CV tips. I've asked you, when are you going to start taking ownership of your career? If you missed that one, that was yesterday's episode. So just scroll up or scroll across, depending on which platform you're on, and check out the video from yesterday, okay? So, and also don't forget to register for the Pay by Secrets Masterclass, which I'm running live tonight at 8 o'clock. And there will be a chance for you to ask me questions live. Okay, so let me know what you're thinking. Let me know, what's going on in your mind. Let me know what's going on in your career. Now, if you're too shy to post, I get it. You don't want your boss to know that you're having issues at work, or that that you might be looking around. That's fine. So if you are happy to comment, I'd love to see those comments. But if you would rather private message me, then do that as well. Okay. So wherever you are watching from, you can private message me. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always go over to LinkedIn and drop me a DM on LinkedIn. Okay, so let's get started. So today, what I'm going to talk about is one of the most important interview questions that most people don't prepare for. Most people hate to answer. Like, this is the most hated question, but it's actually the best question. Okay, the absolute best question, because if you get this question, if this answer to this question right, then you will set the scene, you'll set the bar, you will be on a high from the start of the interview. Okay, so the question is, tell me about yourself. Okay, tell us about yourself. Okay, hi Pamela, welcome to the interview. We're really happy to have you here, and we're going to get started. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Okay, they ask it because it gives the interviewer time to read your CV. Now, what you've got to remember as well is that in most interviews, the interviewer probably hasn't read your CV in detail, okay? So don't assume that they know something about you because it's on your CV, because I guarantee, if they've sifted the CVs, if they've read it, to invite you to interview, they won't remember it. And, they'll know that you had some of the stuff they were looking for because they will have, they will have read it, they will have had a look at it, but don't think for 1 second that they've studied your CV before you go into the interview. Okay, so just assume they don't know anything about you. Okay, so when they say tell us a bit about yourself, they don't want to know your life history. They don't want to know about your husband, wife, kids, partners, where you live, anything like that. All they want to know is the experience or the information that's relevant to the job. Okay, so start from the point of, so for example, you're going for a head of sales role. Okay, so you could start off, when I finished university, that's when I first had I had my first taste of sales. Okay, I was working as a sales executive, loved it, was top seller, moved to manager pretty quickly, and then moved through a few different companies to learn how to sell different products. And then, you know, you might want to talk about any courses or achievements and things like that you've got along the way. And then that brings me to today. So I've got X amount of experience now under my belt. You know, I'm ready to take the next step in my career. I see this position as, you know, a step up, as a way of moving my career forward. And I am ready to take on this challenge. And I think I'll be a great fit for your organization. Okay. So you're taking them on a journey. You're telling them about where you've been, like where you're, you know, depending on what, you know, what industry it is that you've worked in then, or what jobs it is that you've worked in. You know, you are taking them on a journey through your career. You're just going to tell them the relevant bits, okay, along the way. Now, if you're just tuning in now, you might want to come back and watch the replay so that you, you know, so that you can take note of that process. So you're going to take them through from, you know, where you kind of started off, what you've learned along the way, you know, what's been good about what you've done so far, you know, what achievements have you got, you know, if you've been top biller, if you work in recruitment, for example, and you've been top biller every single month for the last 3 years, then you want to get that in to your tell me about yourself, okay? So you want to just tell them the stuff that's relevant to the job in question, okay? You don't need to tell them any personal information and you don't need to talk about any other jobs that aren't relevant. You just need to talk about jobs that are relevant, the journey that you've been on, and why you're so excited or passionate or excited and passionate about the role that you are interviewing for today. Okay, so I want you to think about that, because this is also your elevator pitch. This is also, you know, this could also be, you know, the summary on your CV. You know, this could also be in your LinkedIn summaries. This is really important. Like, where have you come from? Where, you know, why are you here? Okay, so forget about all of the extra stuff and the extra waffle that you want to add in. Just keep it clear, keep it concise, and take them on that journey that shows that you've got the experience and the expertise to do their job. Okay, and if you do that right, if you go through that and tell them the story, then you are going to, you know, you're going to get that interview off to such an amazing start. Okay, so if you're stuck with anything, or you're thinking, oh, I don't really know how to construct that, you can use the template that is in my interview prep course, which is called Interview Like a Pro. I've actually pulled it out of the Career Success Academy because lots of people were asking to book in with me for interview prep, and basically was fully booked and ended up having a waiting list. So what I've done is I've pulled the material out of the Career Success Academy, and you can buy the interview prep course as a standalone course now. So the link is above or below, depending on where you're watching. And if you do want to book in for support, you can check out the link and you can book on a power hour if you want to do that. Okay, so let me know what is going on for you this week, what support you need to move your career forward. And I would just love to hear from you. What are you getting out of the shows? What would you like me to cover in the shows? And